I'm going to say this, and then I ain't going to say nothing else. Loneliness. Let me tell you something about loneliness. Because I know that a lot of people feel misery when they're lonely. I get that. And trust me, I understand, okay? But I want to tell you what God shared with me about loneliness. Because I was like, God, I'm so lonely. And I walk around saying that mess a lot. God said to me, he said, take that loneliness and turn that loneliness into peace. That's what he told me. He said, take that loneliness and turn it into peace. See, because I think we give loneliness a bad rap. And we give loneliness a bad rap because, y'all know I always say, God does not intend for man to be alone, right? I say that all the time, and I believe that with everything in me. However, have you ever sat back and thought that you're probably lonely because it is that season for you to be lonely? I apologize for the sunshine, but y'all stick with me. It is the season for you to be lonely. See, because the only reason you know what loneliness feels like in the first place is because you were surrounded by people at one point. You were in a relationship at one point. You were this, that, and the other. And a lot of those relationships that you were in, you ended it. So if you ended that relationship, you had to have known that you were going to be alone. Thus, a level, a form, and a time of loneliness. So since that is the case, I say to you the same thing God said to me. Take that loneliness, baby, and turn it into peacefulness. Turn it into peace. Accept this peace for moment and time that you're in. Accept it. Receive it. Do something with it. Do something with the so-called loneliness. Do something with it. Okay? Because at the end of the day, at the very end of the day, what you want to make sure that you don't do is rush into something so that you won't be lonely. Is to be so lonely that you become desperate. You don't want to do that to yourself. See, because that's a whole nother problem. Then you won't be able to wait until you can get back to loneliness. You won't be able to wait until you get back to that place where you're by yourself and you get what you think is loneliness, which you need to be turning into peace. So that's what God gave me. And I feel really, really good that he gave me that, because had he not given me that, I would keep on walking around hollering, oh, I'm so lonely. I'm so tired of being alone. I'm this, and I know that. Now, I'm not making light of it. I really am not. Because it's some people I know, and most of the time, let me say this, but let me finish this. I'm not making light of it. So I wanna finish that statement, because I want you to know I get it. I understand. I realize this, okay? But at the very end of the day, we have to understand that if we are alone and we are by ourselves and we're feeling lonely, a lot of times and in a lot of cases, it is you are lonely by choice. You are alone by choice, okay? So you made that choice. You say, I ain't dealing with this. I'm not putting up with this. I'm out. Deuces. Right? Most of the time that was the case. So now that you decided, so when you decided to say deuces, Now you got a problem with what you decided for yourself. Now you got a problem with it. Don't have no problem with it. Go ahead and accept the peace in this moment. Go ahead and receive the peace in this moment. You deserve it. You've earned it. With all the hell you've been through, you've earned it. Find something to do. Find something. If you don't have a hobby, find one. If you don't have something that you enjoy doing, find something that you enjoy doing and get to it and do it. Because what the one thing you don't want to do, like I've already said, is get so desperate and so tired of being lonely that you become desperate, and then you get into something that is not good for you. And you know, desperation, I'm telling you, desperation does a whole lot of things that you don't want in your life. You just not gonna want that. So I told y'all, when God gives it to me, I give it to you. So I think that is what we need to do. You're gonna still, even after this video, you're gonna be lifted up. Hopefully this video will lift you up and you will understand where I'm coming from. But at the end of the day, you still got to do the work. There are gonna be moments where you're still gonna be lonely. But as soon as that feeling hits you, remember this video or replay this video and turn it into peace and say, wow, this is my time of peace. What is it? What should I do right now? What are some of the things I can do right now? Where's somewhere I can go right now? Maybe there's somebody you can pick the phone up and talk to that you enjoy talking to. Where I can take a ride, jump in your car and take a ride out. Jump in your, or go to a restaurant, treat yourself out so that you can be around people. Call one of your favorite people and talk to them and have a good conversation with somebody you know that love to talk. Sometimes we run away from them people that love to talk, but those people that love to talk, it's not a bad thing. Not when you're lonely, because you want somebody that is going to pour into you, that is going to talk to you. And they might not talk about anything that you're really interested in, but go ahead and receive it and enjoy it and listen and give them the time that normally you run away from them from. You see what I'm saying? And take that loneliness and turn it into something. You don't have to have money. Well, yes, you sort of kind of do, to jump in your car, because you got to put gas in that car. I get it, and I know the gas prices. But at the same time, just find a strip that, a long strip. Like my strip here in Virginia is Laburnum. So I will jump on Laburnum and I'll drive up one end of Laburnum and down the other end. I like country rides, so I'll ride to the country, and go see, go sit by the water or something. Find something to do. Turn that loneliness into peacefulness, and understand and realize that really that's what it is. Don't take that feeling and allow the misery that you think you're feeling. Don't take that and turn that into or don't receive that as misery. Instead, receive that for what it is. And based on what God told me, loneliness isn't loneliness at all, baby. Loneliness really is peacefulness. Have an amazing day.